Okay, today is Thursday, July 10,
2025.
and though you can't see it, we just had our first view of Mount Denali, and we would have had other views. We're located in a town called Talkneeta, which is extremely popular.
Look, you guys, there's the peak.
Okay.
Only 15% of people who come to Alaska get to see the peak.
Wow.
And that's the peak.
There's the peak.
Today's the only sunny day.
Oh, come on, Kyra. See if you can come to focus.
Oh my
on
gosh, we're
this.
so...
Anyway, we're getting our first view of Denali and the peak that we have seen in the last 3 days of being here. And we're going to be taking a bus ride today, trying to get as close to the mountain as we can. We can get off the bus at various points and hike around. So we're going to try to capture at least 10 or 15 minutes of our trip here to Denali National Park in the great, great state of Alaska. Hope you enjoy this video, and we'll be moving on with more views later in the day.
Hey everyone, welcome to Denali. We are here with our friend Heather, and this is her first trip to Alaska. Welcome, Heather.
Thank you, Vanessa. So Jeff is over there, Vanessa. And so I'm looking at this, and we begin all of our conferences in my field with land acknowledgement. So acknowledging that the land is animated or ensouled, and that the first peoples who lived here, which is what this signage dedicates itself
Yes, to the traditional homelands of the Dene.
Mm-hmm. So with that, come on.
Beep beep, saying welcome. They did change the name recently from Denali to Mount, its old name, but...
And here are some other resident citizens. Bear, moose, wolf.
Which I hope not to encounter, particularly moose, because I did get chased by a moose
Last
time I was here.
Yeah.
By myself, yes.
And I have a bear whistle just in case.
But I was taught what to do if you're chased by a moose, and that is hide, because they are very stupid and they forget you're there.
Yeah, so, we're here with lots of other people. National parks are our greatest resources. They are the great healers as well. So people have this impulse to go to the land. And so we are here with lots of other people going onto the land. And in psychology, they call it not only eco-psychology, but terrapsychology. So you go and you explore the spirit of the place. What is this mountain as a being, and how can we commune and communicate with it?
Here are some of the flowers. This one is called fireweed, and last night we had fireweed ice cream.
They also are doing this, where they're doing the undergrowth for fire prevention, which is a cool resource.
We're at the staging area, otherwise known as the Denali Bus Depot. We're all queuing up waiting for the green bus, not a yellow bus, to turn up. We had purchased our tickets in advance, and then we actually had to get a printed version of our tickets, so we did it online at this ticketing station here inside the bus depot. So now we're waiting for the bus to arrive so that we can get on board. And apparently when you get on board, you drive for about 45 miles all the way to the end of the bus route. And then on the way back, you have an opportunity to get off the bus at any point and pick up another bus in order to do some hiking. And they're just discussing it right now with this lady here. So we have a better idea of what we're about to undertake in terms of our hiking sojourn, which gets you about as close as you can get to the Mount Denali without actually climbing. I suspect this is our ride. Let's see, it's got the right color. Actually, it looks like a fairly modern version of the bus, so there's a pretty good chance that we are not going to have any mechanical difficulties. However, we have been warned in advance that it's an hour and 15 minutes or so before we can encounter another rest room. So you do want to be prepared.
Once again, the 11:30 Eastport Transit is now loading. Thank you.
You do queue up, and I am about to join the line.
Going out to East Fork. That's our turnaround location. Trip will be approximately 4.5 hours. We come right back here to the Denali bus depot.
Okay, we're getting very close to the tree line here, and getting only scrub firs. This is a nice plateau. At some point we'll be entering into the, I imagine, into the valley that will then climb up, but I don't know for sure because I'm not that familiar with the area. I'm suspecting the mountain is in, off in the direction to the left. And we're not going to get much of it, we're not going to get any view of the mountain due to blockages on the part of the other peaks between us and Mount Denali. But this is a very fine area to get a sense of the landscape. The idea is we're not very high here because in Alaska the tree line is fairly low compared to Oregon and Washington. Maybe a couple thousand feet you start losing the trees, but we can't confirm that right now. So there's a sweep of this area here. Unfortunately, we're having to do it through bus windows. We have to stay in our seats even to do this. And there's the route ahead.
Beach River, Beach River. We're going to cross into the bridge coming up, and there'll be a check station there. We'll have a National Park Service representative come aboard, wish you a good trip, and we'll be on our way.
Okay, so our first river that actually has flow, we have seen some washes as we cross this plateau. And it does look like we're going to begin a climb on the far side of the river. And that's our next event before us.
So I think you can actually drive up to this checkpoint,
Oh, I see.
and then it's just cameras on.
Okay, I want to get the image of that's the river down below. Excuse me. So there's the Savage River down below. You see there is flow, but a large part of the flow is going to occur during the glacial melt-offs that occur in the latter spring.
Doing some off-trail hiking, anything like that?
Yes.
Yes? Okay, perfect. You know, some people, like, they just want to stay on the bus, and that's amazing, but you know what, Denali is really, really special because we let you just go off-trail hiking. Go out and explore. We want you to, like, be looking out the window, figuring out, ooh, that looks really cool. I think I want to go there. So I highly recommend doing that. Taking advantage of that really awesome thing that Denali offers. Now, we are in grizzly bear country, and that means you gotta be loud. When you're going off trail, you're going to explore. So when I take groups of people and we're going off trail hiking, you know what I do with them? We play Marco Polo. So we're gonna practice. Are you ready? You guys are gonna say Marco, and you guys are gonna say Polo. Ready? Marco
Polo!
Perfect. And we want you guys to be kind of being loud. So if you're going out and you're bushwhacking and you're going out there, we want you to be loud and say Marco! And that lets the wildlife know, wow, there's some humans there. I want to get out of their way because I know it's super fun to see wildlife, but you really do not want to come face to face with a grizzly bear when you are just out hiking. So I really encourage you, take advantage, go out and explore this wonderful park. It is beautiful weather today, but just remember to do it safely. So have fun. My name is Rosemary, and I'm here for your flat hat experience for the day.
Rosemary!
All right, y'all, have fun.
Thank you, Rosemary.
Bye.
Okay, we've just been informed that the Alaska Range, we're heading west, and the Alaska Range also goes east-west, and we're paralleling it right now. So not sure where Denali may be, but if it's anywhere, it's to the south of us. Okay, we're now getting a view of the tree line above the Savage River on the more western basin. I am told that the peak of Denali is visible in the distance above the clouds. Not very cold. We just exited a bus at the first rest stop. We have about less than 15 minutes to advantage ourselves of the facilities. There's supposed to be a nice view down here overlooking. There's quite a few other visitors to the park present. We're seeing an awful lot of trees. This is the, I would think, the more southern expanses of the mountains. So the tree line's going up quite precipitously. So that's a very nice thing. And we do have a river down below. The channel of the river is quite variable, and it all depends on the melt-off from the glaciers. And the glaciers are off towards the south. You can see the wash down below with the various rivers, but there's probably not going to be a view going through a pass, and there were a couple of mountains flanking us, Igloo and Sanctuary off now to the right and behind us. We should begin a descent. We just saw a family of ptarmigan, which are native to the region, a couple of squirrels, and some of the squirrels literally at the higher altitudes hibernate in the wintertime, whereas most of our more southern squirrels actually just stock away a lot of food and then go around to their caches to get to their dinner. We're now in our descent. We're now getting a caribou down below.
Oh,
right along that
Snow.
the deposited snow.
There's a reindeer farm.
Yeah, it's got its head down, it's feeding nicely, completely ignoring all of us.
did you take?
Folks, this is the end of the bus system, the green bus. And in terms of this expanse of melt water coming off the mountains that you can see in the distance, we have learned that the road here before us is not walkable. Side, but there is a wilderness area off to the right that you're not supposed to violate. The only part you can actually hike to is along this ridge here, and if the weather is clear, you can see the peak of Mount Denali formations up to the left, where there are supposed to be all sheep, etc., and other creatures of this Alaskan range. However, you have to wade through this bush in order to get to the far side where you can begin your climb, if you wish to any elevation. So that's how I understand what our guide we just talked to has said regarding options for hiking once you get to the end of the green and yellow bus travel zone. So let's see what we can turn. Finally saw one of those yowl birds. You can see it over there. It's a fairly large bird, almost small chicken size. Hopefully I framed it. Rather large, if it's a ptarmigan. Heading off in that direction there. We're attempting to rock climb this ridge. There's some serious restrictions to where you can go once you get to the terminus of the green and yellow bus lines. I think I outlined that earlier. We hope to hike up a graded gravel road. They said it was restricted because it was under construction. It's not very questionable to me. There was no construction. Bend where we could have seen the peak, and we're starting to get pretty good atmospheric conditions for seeing the peak. Here's a nice scan of the Alaskan Range. The mountain is supposed to be behind this outcropping right above, right where I'm pointing the camera. You have to gain some serious altitude to make it out. There's some beautiful colored rocks in the distance there. And that's where we were hoping to get to.